welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chloe, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in July. So it's time for that wrap up. Last month's video in June, I said I was in a reading slump and I was like, I've barely read any books. I genuinely was just like, it's the end of the world. Well, not the end of the world, but I was just like, it's not good. Like, I've barely read anything. I think I've read like 5 books as well. I've read 2 this month. 2 books. Uno, dos, 2. This was a reading slump for me. It was pretty bad. I don't have one of them with me. I read Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney, which, oh my god, I read the first half of this book 2 days in, and then I just did not read for like 2 weeks. Don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. I gave this book 4.25 stars. It gives Verity. It is very much Verity vibes. It's very similar in terms of what it's about. So it's a psychological thriller and it's about a girl called Amber Reynolds, and she's in a coma. She says her husband doesn't love her anymore, and then, so there's 3 truths. She's in a coma, her husband doesn't love her anymore, and sometimes she lies. And yeah, it's very interesting. It was so crazy, and I did not see the twist at the end. I don't know. To be honest, I can't remember whether she wakes up or not. Like, I can't remember whether that happens. I have a feeling she does, but I don't know. Like, in my head, I can't remember the majority of things, but one of my colleagues at work recommended me this book because she was like, I read it and like, I need someone to talk to about the end because I just don't know what happened. I had to Google it. Because it's not that I didn't know what was going on. I knew what had happened, but I was like, wait, what? Like, I need someone to explain this to me for a second. Because she goes by 2 different names. I think it's her that goes by 2 different names. Yeah, it is. And I got so confused at certain points. I was like, wait, which one is she? I thought there was an extra one. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, I was shocked. I'm so annoyed though, because apparently they were supposed to be making this into a movie and it was all announced before COVID, and then COVID struck and it stopped and it's never been picked up again. And I'm like, I'm so annoyed because this is a movie. Like, we were talking about it and we were just like, it would just end on a black screen. Like, it would just be a black screen and that would be it. And I don't completely remember everything that happened. I know I really enjoyed it. But basically, yeah, she's in a coma, she's paralysed, she can't move, but she can hear everything. So you have kind of 2 points of view. So you get her in the coma and like what she can hear people saying to her, and you're like, oh my god, like what's happened, like who did this? And then you get her as like a child, getting to know like her family growing up and her friends and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really, really, really good. I would really recommend it. But yeah. Oh yeah, like, just so much happened in the end. I just read like a tiny bit of it, so yeah, I just did not know what was going to happen. But it literally says, Amber wakes up in a hospital. She can't move, she can't speak, she can't open her eyes. She can hear everyone around her, but they have no idea. Amber doesn't remember what happened, but she has a suspicion her husband had something to do with it. Alternating between her paralysed present and the week before her accident, and a series of childhood diaries from 20 years ago, this brilliant psychological thriller asks, is something really a lie if you believe it is the truth? And it's so good. I would really recommend it. I say this, the same thing's happening to me again that happens every single video. which is where I have a little revelation about what happened, and I'm like, oh my god, wait, yeah, this happened. I think I forget these things, but they're up here somewhere. I just don't know where, and they decide to appear at the most inconvenient times. But yeah, that's that. They are up there, and that was a very good book. 4.25 stars. Really enjoyed it. Now, the second book we had this month was, I've had this book on my bookshelf for literally ages. A different colleague at work brought me it for Secret Santa, and I just haven't read it. She brought me the first 3 books of the Chestnut Springs series. So this is Flawless. It is the first book in the series, and it follows, what's his name? Why does it literally not say his name anywhere on here? Rhett and Summer, that's it. Ooh, I just hit myself with the book. But I really enjoyed this book when I was reading it. I honestly don't really remember that much about it. Like, it's not really stuck with me that much, and I was speaking to someone else at work about it. We all speak about books at this point, but she was saying, like, she was like, it's more of a palate cleanser. It's not really a book that you're going to remember forever, and I completely agree with that. Like, it's so good when you're reading it. Oh my god, we're gonna have to ignore that now because that's really annoying. But yeah, it's just kind of like one that you read. Like, I don't really think it's my favourite thing in the world. I think it's quite similar to what's out there already, but it was really good. And I did really enjoy reading it, and yeah, there was so much that happened that I was like, whoa, you know. And I did feel a connection to these characters as well. So I'm going to read the back just to bulk up this video a bit, but it says, the rules were simple, keep my hands off his daughter, but now I'm stuck with her, there's only one bed, and well, rules are made to be broken. I'm the golden boy of professional bull riding, or at least I was until it all blew up in my face. Now my agent says I have to keep a clear image, so I'm stuck with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as my full-time supervision. But I don't need a goddamn babysitter, especially one with skin-tight jeans, a sexy smirk, and a mouth she can't stop running. A mouth I can't stop thinking about. She says this means nothing, I say this means everything. She says there are boundaries we shouldn't cross, that my reputation can't take any more hits, and neither can her damaged heart. I'm going to steal it anyway. I literally just got major flashbacks reading that to my anticipated reads video, because I read it for that out, and I was like, whoa, I remember now. But like, reading that after I've read it is like crazy. Like, it makes me think of all the things in the book. But yeah, I've read this one. I tried to read the second one as well, which I think is like Heartless or something. I don't know if it is Heartless, I might be wrong. I think it's Heartless. Is it? Yes, Heartless. And I just couldn't get into it straight away afterwards. I thought they all followed like the kind of like cowboy, like bull rider, like that type of thing. I thought it'd be like him and then the friend that also bull rides in here, but it's not. It was like his brother, I think, and I just had no interest at the time. I feel like he's not very mentioned at the beginning. To me, it gives very like the same, like it's structured the same way as like Twisted Love, where it follows a separate person each time, obviously. But that time I was just kind of like, I'm not that fussed about the brother, so I just didn't want to read it straight afterwards. I really hope, obviously I haven't looked at what the other books were about, but I really hope one of them is about the friend. I really can't remember his name, but the young bull rider, that's like likened to his younger self, but I can't remember his name. But I hope that there is a book on him as well, but I don't know if there will be. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't not read any of Elsie Silver's books again, but I just feel like for me it was very samey, so I gave it 3.25 stars. I did really enjoy it. Don't think I'd read it again, but yeah. So that's all the books that I read in January. July. What is wrong with me? July. All the books that I read in July. That's what we're talking about this video. But yeah, all the books I read in January, total of 2. Reading slump was out there. But what I will say is I started A Little Life. I currently have A Little Life sat right next to me. We're halfway through. I read this in July. Have not read anything since August started. So we're going strong, we're going well. But yeah, so I did finally start A Little Life. I just didn't get to finish it in time to say. I was so like, I really want to finish this by the end of July. There was no way that was happening. Like, I'm on page 312 and there's 720. So yeah, still got quite a way to go with this one, but I'm hoping I will finish it soon. I'm hoping I'll pick it up soon. But this is the current read, just because I need to make this video a little bit longer. We're currently on 12 minutes, so this is an adequate time to stop. But just to let you know, I did start something else and I did read quite a lot. Like, this is basically a book length, so like we can basically class it as another book, but it's just not the whole book that I finished. So anyway, that is that. That is all the books that I read in July. So I will see you again soon for a brand new video. Bye.